So this person writes, they also do it so they have brand new cars every 3 years. 1 in 5 cars are made for the mobility scheme. You should have to have a foot missing or something. Now you need a child with, I think they was gonna say, this person put HDHD. I think they're supposed to write ADHD and autism at age 5. Obviously, there's only limited amount of characters that can be displayed when I'm doing like a response video to someone's comment. I don't understand why you can't see the whole thing. But anyway, but you know what it is, yeah? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Do you know what? I blame the government. In Britain, the government is too soft. You've got people going into the office, yeah, into the doctor's surgery and saying, oh, I got this and I got that. And you just give them benefits. No, get the fuck out of the office. There's nothing wrong with you. Have you got a roof over your head? Yes. Have you got food in the fridge? Yes. You got running water? Yes. Have you got heating? Maybe not for some people. But you got arms, legs, you got a healthy brain, healthy body and that. There ain't nothing wrong with you. Don't tell me about your fucking depression. There's people going through some real shit right now. There's kids that don't have any parents. Yeah? Because the parents, you understand, they've seen things happen to their dad that you should never see to happen to your dad. And I'm not talking about that. And I'm not even talking about that. Yeah? Don't listen. I'd love for these people to say, "Oh no, I've got anxiety, I've got depression." Yo, tell a child in Afghanistan that's witnessed some crazy stuff, or the Congo, or Somalia. Tell a child, or even an individual that's witnessed some crazy stuff. Tell them about your anxiety and depression in your paid-for council flat with your free benefits. So you know what? I blame the government. They're letting people get away with nonsense. Fucking grow up, yeah, get a backbone, man. This is why I'm in the position that I'm in right now, because I don't let little dumb stuff affect me. I've been stabbed, I've been rushed. All right, to be fair, the time I got stabbed, I deserved it, because, I was beating up a lot of people, stuff like that. So I probably deserved it. But I've been rushed in that. I don't have no PTSD. Yeah, I don't have no conditions. I have 6 properties. Yeah. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't go out and get yourself... yeah, don't get splashed if you think that's gonna allow you to, accumulate 6 properties and that. What I'm saying is, I learned to move the fuck on, and I'm not an excuse maker. I went to this tenant's house yesterday, and I was talking about this in a live stream, and I said that the chick, she had a baby with a guy. Let's say his name was Paul. She is now with John. Yeah, it's quite normal. Chicks will have a baby with a guy called Paul and move on to a guy called John. The only problem is, John and Paul are brothers. She's with his brother. Anyway, as I'm standing up in her kitchen, and it's one of those kitchens where you can see the living room from the kitchen. And I said to her, like, obviously, she said she's got a child, obviously, but the child wasn't there. So I said, what is it about this Northampton area? Like, is there something in the water? Why is it every other house I go to, the child has got autism? She said, well, my kids have got autism. And I have got anxiety as well. I go to the doctors for anxiety. I'm just shaking my head like, yo, they're just using it as an excuse. There's nothing wrong with these kids. They would have said, imagine your man Jay Wise, who is super focused, super ambitious, super disciplined. If they observed me when I was younger, they would have probably said I had ADHD. I can literally get my school reports from Winchmore School, yeah? And in all of the reports, I think it was in year 10 or year 11, Jelani is easily distracted. He's intelligent, but he's easily distracted. They would have said ADHD. Back in the day, like if I was a child now, if I was a 14, 15, 16-year-old right now, they'll say ADHD. Nah, it's just short attention span. That's it. They're telling every child, they're telling every adult, every parent, your child's got ADHD. Well, do you know what it might be? After school and on the weekend, they've got iPads, they've got tablets, they've got game consoles. They can go out and play in that. Maybe when you sit them down in a classroom, now, listen, children have to learn. But when you sit them down in a boring ass classroom, make them read from a black and white textbook, of course they're going to be easily distracted. It is what it is. You can't go from playing all these video games, Roblox, Minecraft. I'm just throwing out some names I've heard, yeah? Video games, GTA and that, yeah? You can't go from doing what you want to sitting down in a boring ass classroom listening to some teacher that's like 30, 35, 40 years your senior. So of course they're going to have short attention spans and there's nothing wrong with them. They will grow out of it. Like I said, they would have thought I had ADHD when I was younger. Do I strike you as a person that has ADHD? So you can grow out of it. The problem is when people are labeled with things, they can't grow out of it. If you label yourself, I'm a victim because of how I look, how the hell are you going to grow out of that? If you look in the mirror and you think a certain way and you tell yourself, I'm a victim. Like I've released a video before, there's power in labels. It could be something so stupid. You could have a dog. If it could even be a fucking Cane Corso or a Rottweiler or a Pitbull. If you call that dog Cutie or Sweetness, guess what that dog's going to be more than likely? Guess what the sort of characteristics that dog's going to have more than likely? As opposed to, if you have a Rottweiler, Pitbull or Cane Corso, if you call that dog Killer, what do you think that dog's going to be like? There's power in labels. Listen, calling yourself and telling yourself and believing that you're a victim, I have a generational curse, that is self-hypnosis. You are more likely to be successful as an individual if you believe, if you tell yourself, if you look in the mirror and believe it is possible for me to be successful. I just need to put the work in. I need to be disciplined and I need not to give up. As opposed to looking in the mirror, believing, watching stupidness on social media and think to yourself, I ain't going to get anywhere because of this. If you lined up 100 people that had a positive mindset and didn't care about the way they looked and knew, do you know what, with hard work, dedication, sacrifice and enough patience, I'll be successful. If you lined up those 100 people and compared them to another 100 people that believed that there was a victim and, you know, their fate is determined and the color of their skin is why they're in a certain position, they have a generational curse, I guarantee you the first 100 that had a positive mindset, I guarantee you, if you added up all their monies together, they would have more money than those other people. 110%. Self-hypnosis is a real fucking thing. Me, I've hypnotized myself to be an ultra ambitious person. And guess what I am? Ultra ambitious. Yeah? An ultra hard worker. They think there's something wrong with me at my workplace because I don't take no time off. You know what? I take 2 weeks off a year. Do you know why that is? Because it's compulsory, because it's Christmas. If I was allowed to work over the Christmas period, I'd work over the Christmas period. Yeah, I'd probably go to my mum's house for maybe Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day, but I'll be back at work the day after Boxing Day. Literally, I don't give a shit about New Year's. New Year's is the next year. Yeah, it's just the next day. That's why I don't make no stupid New Year's resolutions and that. You lot watching this right now, what's the date today? Is it the 4th or the 5th of July? Friday? How many of you lot have stuck to your New Year's resolution? How many of you lot who have said, I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of the year? Well, we're 7 months in. We're basically 6 months in, yeah? How many of you lot have hit, 600 grand? You know, that's basically how much you should have achieved. Because if you break down a mil by 12, well, basically 100 grand a year, 100 grand a month. If you times that by 6 or 7, you should be at between 600 and 700 grand. Bullshit, man. I don't make no New Year's resolutions. Anyway, man, that's it for today. Enough ranting.